Right, hi everyone. If you're bored, uninspired, or just short on ideas, here are 7 types of photography you can do at home right now. Right, the first type of photography you can do at home is food photography. Now this is really easy because you don't need much equipment and you can get some really cool photos just using natural light. So here's a few photos of different types of food. Really what I'd say is the only thing that's going to limit you here is your cooking ability. Now if you're not a whiz in the kitchen, I won't worry about it. You can always take pictures of, you might have ordered a pizza, take a picture of that when it comes. Or get someone else to do the cooking and then you can eat the food afterwards, what about that for a good idea? Now, regardless what kind of foods you enjoy eating, you can take a picture of pretty much anything as long as it looks quite appetizing. All you really need is a camera, some food, preferably, a light source. So I mean, if this is, natural light would be the best one to use here. So what I'd use is a big window or something like that. Beautiful soft light coming from a big window, acts like a big softbox. And then all I'd do really is I'd use a piece of plain white paper as a fill, and you could also use a bit of flash really if you wanted to, but if you don't have a flash gun, I wouldn't really worry about it. You'll be able to take amazing food photos. Really simply put your food in front of a window and use a piece of white paper to fill in the shadow side, and there you go. That's how simple that is, and that's one you can do right now at home. Now the next type of photography is product photography. Now I'm sure everyone's seen the really cool photos of things. We've got like a jar of some food or something here. There's actually a tutorial up on my channel exactly how to take this photo. This one was taken with a flash gun, but again, really it doesn't really matter, anything you've got lying around the house. Could be, a bottle of perfume, it could be, I don't know, anything at all you've got lying around your house, you can start taking some photos of it. And it's a really cool one, especially when the weather's really bad outside and you're running low on ideas of what to do. Doing some product photography is a perfect way to start trying out a new technique and learning something new in your photography. Now the next one, if you're stuck indoors, why not take a picture of the room you're in? It sounds a bit obvious, but it's a really good one and it's a new photography technique to try out. What I'd say you'd need really to start taking half decent interior photos are a tripod, turn on as many lights as possible inside. This would be to balance the light level inside with the light level outside, because it'll be a lot darker inside than it is outside. Keep an eye on the straight lines in your photos, so like the edge of the walls and the edge of any cabinets or cupboards or anything like that. If you're not too sure about this, just do a quick Google search on convergence and that'll sort that one out for you. And you could maybe try out a little bit of HDR, something like that, a bit of high dynamic range. And also I would advise to use some sort of shutter release or use the 2-second timer on your camera. This is just so you don't introduce any camera shake or anything like that. But yeah, if you use them techniques, you'll be able to take some cool interior shots. And you never know, you might start liking taking these kind of pictures and you never know where it'd lead. But yeah, it's a really good one to try out whilst you're at home. Now the next one is time-lapse photography. Now you're probably thinking, well, if I'm stuck at home, how can I do time-lapse photography? And first of all, let's get into what time-lapse photography is. So basically, if we took 240 photos and played it back at 24 frames a second, that would be 10 seconds of video. So if we took a photo every 3 seconds, that would be 720 seconds or 12 minutes. So we could compress 12 minutes of time into 10 seconds, which would be pretty cool. And here is an example. I took a picture every 3 seconds and then combined it into a video. If I play it back, that's what you get. So you get this really cool effect, and it can be done by anyone really. You will need a tripod though for this. Definitely the tripod, and hopefully if you can get hold of an intervalometer or something like that, it'll make your life a hell of a lot easier. So this is a good example of the kind of time-lapse photography you could do at home. So I just set my tripod up, pointing out the window, and this is what I got. Some nice cool time-lapse footage of the clouds whizzing by, and again, this is just a great starting point for you to, you know, get a feel for it and maybe go out and try it outside in some of your favourite photography locations next time the weather is a bit nicer and you're out with your camera. The next one is flash photography. Now, if you don't have a flash gun, just skip this bit. But even if you don't have a flash and you're thinking about getting one, this could be worth thinking about. I didn't really have any subjects that I could find to hand to show you good examples of flash photography other than a cat. So as you can see by the shocked expression on the cat's face, she wasn't expecting it either. But this is one you can play around with, and all the other techniques that we've talked about you could implement using flash into every single one of those. And if you can pick up a second-hand cheap flash for about 20 quid now. So I don't know, that's probably about $30 for you guys in America, and you can really start to get creative and have some fun with this kind of thing. You can start bouncing the flash off the ceiling, you can bounce it off the walls, you can use it for portraits, you can use it for absolutely anything you want, especially if you're in somewhere where it's quite dark. Flash will suddenly become one of your best friends. Now the next one is portrait photography. Now if you're stuck at home and you don't have a subject, you could maybe start doing some self-portraits or something like that. But if you have got any children knocking about, or you've got your partner there with you, you can start taking pictures of those. You can use flash for your portraits. You know, you can get some really cool effects and practice different lighting techniques and stuff like that. You do not need loads and loads of expensive equipment. You can just use really cheap flash guns to start experimenting and getting really cool pictures. Or if you don't have a flash, you could just get your subject near a nice big window like I did in this picture and get some beautiful soft light, practice your posing techniques, and really start to get more confident with this type of photography. And if you don't have any people, why not again try and find a pet if you've got one, or someone else's pet, and just start practicing maybe a bit of pet portraits or something like that. And you never know, you might really enjoy this type of photography and you could just see where it goes. Now the last one is wildlife photography, if you've got a garden. Now if you don't have a garden, you probably want to skip this bit, but if you do have a garden, then you could maybe go outside and start taking a few pictures. If you don't have the kind of animals like I've got in my garden, like lions and rhinos, I like that picture, then you could maybe start taking pictures of things like birds. This is a horrible seagull. I know a lot of people like seagulls, but I really don't like seagulls. But I took this picture just to show you how easy it is to start taking these pictures. I actually took this from inside my house through a window looking up. So I mean, technically you wouldn't even have to leave the house if you really didn't want to. But if you've got a nice little area in your garden where wildlife will come, you could easily capture some wildlife photography. And again, the possibilities are absolutely endless here. But yeah, that is 7 types of photography you can do at home right now, and you don't even have to step foot outside. So if the weather is absolutely horrible and you're really running short on ideas, you can try a couple of those out and see if you like it. But yeah, thanks for watching guys. If you like this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos to come.